All right, y'all, we're going to take a look at this Boudoir Facebook ad, see if we believe it has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. So Boudoir low click syndrome is when the unique CTR all for a Boudoir Facebook ad is under 6%. That means fewer than 6 out of 100 women are clicking anywhere, somewhere on our ad, aka they're not simply scrolling on by. And we care about women clicking somewhere in our ad because that means our ad has entered their brain. And we care about that because when our ad enters their brain, that is the only time their chance of buying from us is non-zero. So we got to get this unique CTRL number up as high as possible, but under 6% is the most common thing I'm seeing, and it's a massive, massive problem. So even though it's the most common thing I'm seeing, and then that boudoir photographers have in their Facebook ads backend dashboard, it is not normal. It is the symptom of a deeper root cause. And that deeper root cause is the 3 pre-click mistakes. So 3 pre-click mistakes causes BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. Now, we also know that a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with BLCS is a Boudoir low click advertiser, a BLCA. So we got our universe, taking shape here. BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. Now, BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico. And treatment takes about a week. And nobody else has this treatment. You can only get it here. And because we invented it. In Boudoir Pico, we duplicate the current Boudoir Facebook ad, whether it's on or off. We treat the duplicated ads. We leave the original one alone, treat it. Takes about a week. At the end of the week, we keep whichever one rolling as the better metrics. Now, once treated with Boudoir Pico, we now have pre-click alignment. So we get rid of the 3 pre-click mistakes, and we now have pre-click alignment. And pre-click alignment activates Boudoir brain entry boost in our Boudoir Facebook ads. And this is basically, we got our unique CTR all above 6%. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost is a dominant Boudoir advertiser, a DBA. So we got our full universe here. We got a BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. That's fine, easy enough. Treated with Boudoir Pico takes about a week. And we achieve pre-click alignment. We become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost. Now, in my residency, I went out and found some Boudoir Facebook ads out there in the wild. And first one I tested, the unique CTRL was 4.3%. So we know that's under 6%, so we know that BLCS is present. So I duplicated that, treated with Boudoir Pico, took about a week, got the unique CTRL up to 6.88%. So way better. So instead of like 4 out of 100 women clicking somewhere in the ad, we got it up to approximately 7 out of 100 women. So we actually found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 37% of its ad spend. So instead of spending 10 grand a month on their Boudoir Facebook ads, $3,700 a month every single month was being wasted. So what we can do is we can eliminate that waste by using the Boudoir Pico treated ad and spend the difference instead and get our ad into the same number of women's brains as the original at 10 grand a month. So Boudoir Pico at, what would this be, $6,300 a month. We'll get into the same number of women's brains as the original at 10 grand a month. So that's where the massive gains come from. Now, the second part of my residency, found another one in the wild, Boudoir Facebook ad, brought it back to the hospital. Unique CTRL 1.39%. Okay, that's under 6%. We know that BLCS is present. Duplicated it, treated it with Boudoir Pico, took about a week, got the unique CTRL up to 9.13%. So that's insanely good. We found out the original was wasting 84% of its ad spend. So if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, literally $8,400 a month being wasted, thrown out the window. So what we can do now with this Boudoir Pico treated ad is eliminate that wasted ad spend, only spend the difference, $1,600 a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad, and we'll get our ad into the same number of women's brains as the original at 10 grand a month spend. So massive gains there, and we pocket that 8,400 buck, or the business owner pockets that as kind of like an invisible phantom bonus, phantom profit, because it's not being wasted. It's literally, something like 100 grand in kind of bonus profit in the next 12 months. Now, I finally had a patient saw his unique CTR of his Facebook ad is 5.03%. So again, I knew the BLCS was present. So I went in Trio Boudoir Pico, well, duplicated Trio Boudoir Pico, took about a week, and got his unique CTR up to 15.35%. So I found out he was wasting 67%, or at least the original Boudoir Facebook ad wasting 67% of ad spend. So the original Boudoir Facebook ad had 10 grand a month. We'll get into the same number of women's brands as the Boudoir Pico treated ad, spending only 3,300 bucks a month. So that whole difference, we're pocketing that difference as a bonus profit, or the business owner is, the boudoir photographer is, 6,700 bucks a month in bonus profit by simply not spending that money. I would say, 80 grand bonus in the next 12 months. So insanely good without even needed to service any clients. So from these numbers, from what I've seen, the average boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting approximately 50% of its ad spend. I mean, look at the numbers, wasting 37%, wasting 84%, wasting 67%, so it's wasting approximately 50% of its ad spend. All right, so now we're going to diagnose this boudoir Facebook ad and see if we believe it has BLCS, boudoir low-click syndrome, and a unique CTRL under 6%. So first thing we're looking at is first thing I'm seeing is the below creative cluster mistake. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is that we're trusting what Facebook is telling us to fill out is actually what we should fill out for our boudoir Facebook ads. And when we do this, we actually we're trusting is best for us, but when we do this, it actually causes way more women to scroll by our boudoir Facebook ads than normal, pulling our unique CTRL under 6%, contributing to BLCS, boudoir low-click syndrome. Now, in the back end, Facebook loves this because the more women scroll by our ads out of 100, lowering our unique CTRL, Facebook can serve more ads per unit time. This is why we never ever, and Facebook makes more money per unit time that way, and we waste and lose more money per unit time. That's why we never ever trust what Facebook recommends us to do. Second, looking at the creative here, the photo, the luxury boudoir giveaway. All right, so the photo, the creative, this is the looks like an ad mistake. So the false belief that caused us to make this mistake is that we believe our boudoir Facebook ad should look like an ad because that's what all the other boudoir Facebook ads we've seen, they all look like ads. But the consequence of this is that way more women gonna be scrolling by our ad than necessary. And yes, even though everyone else looking like their boudoir Facebook ads, that's why 100% of the boudoir Facebook ads I've seen the back end for and that I've tested myself have had BLCS, boudoir low-click syndrome, have a unique CTRL under 6%, because everyone's making these same mistakes as everyone else. That's why everyone keeps getting the same outcomes as everyone else. So yeah, this pulling our unique CTRL under 6%, and basically wrecking our ability to basically wrecking our ability to be efficient with our ad spend and contributes to BLCS, boudoir low-click syndrome. Finally, we're going to look at the see more headline here. First 2 3/4 lines, Facebook newsfeed mobile. We ain't got nothing on line 3 here, so want to win a boudoir session. What if you never feel ready, but do it anyway? All right, so want to win a boudoir session. What if you never feel ready? Do it anyway. All right, so yeah, we only got one point of relevant context here. So it's the lack of context mistake. The false belief that causes us to make this mistake is that we actually believe we are, that we've got enough context to call in the optimal number, the right number of maximum women that we're actually speaking to, instead of us actually, and kicking out the ones that we don't want clicking on our stuff. And as a result, we're actually going to have way, way, way more women scrolling by our Boudoir Facebook ads than necessary. And it's actually going to pull our unique CTRL under 6% and increase the probability that we have BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. So if you're looking at all this stuff, so I believe we've got BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome, and a unique CTR all under 6%. Yes, I do. Yeah, so I believe this is a good candidate for Boudoir Pico. All right, and if you're a Boudoir low click advertiser with Boudoir low click syndrome, so if you are a BLCA with BLCS and you're spending more than 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, and you've decided you got to pull more efficiency out of the business right now, you need more money, you need more profit right now, because you see inflation's happening all around us, you see more women entering the becoming boudoir photographers literally every single day. Seems like when someone gets a new iPhone or a new camera, they're throwing out their Google My Business profile. And so you've decided you got to get this done now, got to pull this profit out now and become more efficient now, so you can get on the way to becoming #1 boudoir photographer in your city. Then shoot me a DM when I have new patient intake open. New patient intake I currently do not have open. My DMs are closed, but listen to the videos to see when I do open slots for new patient intake. Yeah, then DM me and we'll see if you qualify.